Hello there. Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. It's Tuesday already. So I am going to go live in 1 minute. Yes, and I am going to show you my paper pumpkin alternative. On Sunday I had a lot of people saying that this is their favorite kit ever. Yes, I had received mine, but I hadn't played with it yet. Excuse me. So today I thought I will show you what I made with it. I only started working with it yesterday, and I have a ton done, a ton of ideas, more ideas in my head. Hi Donna. It is super easy to work with. This paper pumpkin is August 2022. Hi Bev, and hello Anne. So I think it's simple to, I'm just keep checking my time. It's 2 o'clock now, so I'm going to officially get started. I think it's so simple to use this kit because it's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous, it's stunning, it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's all of those things. And so I hope I don't forget to say anything that I want to say about this kit because there's just so much. But before I get started on the kit, I'm going to turn you down, do my little housekeeping. Hi Joyce. And tell you who won the prize from Sunday, and then I'm going to get started with all my cards. We might be on a little while, depends on how fast I can do all of this. All right, so let me turn you down. And yeah, you love this one too. Let me turn you around. Okay. There we go. So let's see. Welcome to my channel, Stampin' All Day with Bev. My name is Beverlee Morales and I live in Tracy, California. Hi Julia. My August host code is right here. And you can shop with me at beverleestamps.stampinup.net. Hi, Roz. My YouTube channel is back working, Beverlee Morales Stampin' Up, and you can send any of your friends to YouTube or you can watch my replays there. If you want to email me, there is my email. If you're a winner ever and you need to send me your address, I appreciate an email. I see it really fast that way. And then I can get your address down and we can get your card sent to you. Here is my August prize. It is the blending brushes. So if you placed an order with me this month, no minimum, no maximum, doesn't matter if you use the host code or not, your name's gonna go into a drawing and you may win these. I will send them to you if you are the winner. So good luck, everybody. All right, I've already seen a couple of comments on here today. Hi, Deborah, that says, this is their favorite kit ever. So I'm really glad everybody is liking it. The box is even gorgeous, don't you think? There is a beautiful stamp set in the kit, as always. And it has a nice size sunflower, 2 bumblebees, some sentiments, leaves and sprigs, and the center. Hi Stephanie, for the sunflower. All my stamps are on the blocks already. In case I'm going to use them, I just set them all up on their blocks so I can just grab and go. But I will put this back in the case so I don't lose that. And this is the cover. I also put with a Sharpie marker the date of this paper pumpkin so I know in the future, which I didn't always know. So, as I've told you before, I never look at the instructions for my paper pumpkins because I feel, for me personally, that if I look at instructions, then my imagination, my creativity gets stuck on what they're telling me to do, and you guys want alternatives. While the cards in the instructions are absolutely gorgeous, nothing wrong with them, absolutely perfect, people want to know more. So I don't look at those so I don't confuse myself with what they want to do, what they want us to do. So here are some QR codes. This one is to to, if you take your phone and you go to your photos, your camera, I mean, and you scan that code, you can see how to use this paper pumpkin. You go right to a video, and this shows you how to use this kit. You can also go to stampinup.com/paper pumpkin -coordination, and a list of coordinating products will be there for you if you look that up. I don't know if you knew that. There's also the coordinating colors that are in this kit. A lot of colors go with this kit. Hi, Carol. So if you want to use other bases, hello, Lucy, you can definitely do that in a variety of colors. And I want to point out in the instructions, there is a ruler in case you need to measure. There's one right in the little pamphlet right there, in case you didn't know that. We also were shown that we are going to have our upcoming next paper pumpkins will be holiday crafting. So oh, well, welcome, Lucy. I didn't think I recognized your name. It's your first time here. Yay! I hope you enjoy yourself, and I hope you come back. So we have a fall and a Christmas paper pumpkin coming, and they sure look like those boxes are going to be cute too. All right, so let's put that stuff back. And I am going to show you what else came in the kit in case you don't have it. You get your, this time, mini dimensionals, which I love getting those. 2 colors, crushed curry and soft suede. I'm going to use my regular size pads though. I don't open those up. If you come to my house and you're a new customer, I give you some spots. These are called spots because they're smaller, to get you started with some color. So I save those for my new customers. This kit has beautiful envelopes, and I did open one up and use it as designer series paper, and I will just put one of my cards in a regular envelope because this pattern is just, this design is just stunning. One thing I do want to say, that both sides of these cards in this particular kit are gorgeous, front and back. So I think, or so far I have cut all my cards in half so I can use both sides and mount them on other colors of my bases. Hi, Jill. So you can double the contents. Yes, you can. There are little punch outs, a bunch of bees, bumblebees, some flowers. You can see that I've used quite a few. The sunflower base, so you don't have to do any fussy cutting unless you want to. There's only 4, I think, so you will eventually have to do fussy cutting with when you use this sunflower stamp. And there was a free gift, these gold honeycombs. They're beautiful. They're beautiful to use as is. They're beautiful to cut up. You can just do many, many things, and they're white on the opposite side in case you didn't want to use gold and you wanted to make them another color. I am going to throw a ton of information out there to you. I hope I don't overwhelm you. Good thing is you can watch the replay and get some of this information over and over again. Look at this layer piece, this overlay. Oh my word, it's just gorgeous. All you have to do really to this is add a sentiment and you are done. I have so many get well, thinking of you, happy birthday, sympathy cards to send out right now. I know I'm going to use this whole kit. Hi, Mary Jo. Because it's just so beautiful for any of those occasions. Also get some banners, so you can stamp your sentiments on all of these. And then some vellum little honeycombs also. These also can be made colored. You can color these with your blending brushes if you'd like, or leave them clear. Another card base, and I thought about this one. It can be used for camouflage, don't you think? I think so. So if you want to make a masculine card, not with the rest of this contents of this kit, but with this one card, you can use it as camouflage. Did you use the folder on that, or is that the texture on the card? I have not shown you anything with a folder. So if you mean this one, this is the texture on the paper. It's printed, you can't feel it, it's smooth. But look how gorgeous onto that camouflage or tie-dye or greenery background. Just stunning. Okay. I showed you this one, and look at this one. Again, front and back. So I would cut them in half and have two gorgeous cards with this one also. Double your fun. Everything comes wrapped in tissue, so it's nice and safe for you. And I want to tell you the product that I used with this kit that did not come in the kit. This is Old Olive cardstock, a full piece that I'm going to use for my second card. I'm going to announce the winner in a minute. I just looked over and saw that I didn't do that. 2 markers, a crushed curry and an Old Olive. This is the Flower and Leaves Punch. That's the code. I'm going to use some Amber Jewels, I believe. And our Pearlized Enamel White Effects. My favorite ribbon ever, the Crinkled Seam Binding, white. I did tell you that I'm using my 2 full-size stamp pads. And coordinating product, the first thing that came, no, not the first thing that came, the first thing that came to my mind was to celebrate sunflowers and dyes, sunflower dyes. Hello, sunflowers, so it had to coordinate, right? So I pulled them out, and sure as heck, love them together. Then the other set of dies that looks really nice with this is the basic border dies. Gorgeous, gorgeous. These are gorgeous. This kit is gorgeous, so of course it had to look good. All right, let's go over to the winner. Look at all these pumpkins. Let's see, let me pull this aside. I had talked to you on Sunday about using other designer series papers to make little pumpkins. So here's one that I put together real quick, just like I showed you on the last live. And I used a pattern paper so you could see how cute that is. The winner is going to get the contents to make her own pumpkin, and it's going to look like this. Your contents are. You will not get the stem, but you'll get everything else. And I just remembered that I need to give her one of these. Put it with her pack. Okay. And I have some more good news after I announce the winner. Okay, I just had her tag. Where did it go? There it is. So the winner is Deborah French. Congratulations, Deborah. I think it's the first time you've won. So I'm going to send you the contents to make all the cut up product ready to go. All you have to do is put your pumpkin together. Now I have some more good news. You guys were asking me about the spool that I use on the inside. Guess what? The spools on the baker's twine works also. That's what I used for this one. See there? I just covered it up with the same designer series paper, so we have more options. This works. It's a little bit taller. See that? And it's a little bit smaller. It's round, where this is more of a flatter pumpkin, but I love them both. So here's my tray. I added some pine cones. I have rose pine cones in my neighborhood, so I added some of those. I save them every year, and then I have my 3 pumpkins here, and this will be part of my vignette around my house during the holidays, during fall. Okay, Told you, tons of information already. Your head's probably exploding. All right, let's get started. I am going to start by using what I called the camouflage cardstock. I love the colors in it, and I loved that it was very versatile because it's so subtle. It's just a nice background that's going to go with anything, but you're going to notice that mine has lines in it. So I took my Simply Score tool. Let me get it out here. It's big, so I have it stored under my desk. And I turned my paper with the white side facing me. I took my stylus tool and I just ran across every single channel here. I did not go all the way to the end. Hello, Annie. Because I'm going to cut that off using a die anyway, so I did not have to go all the way to the end. Now, but if you are going to go all the way to the end, it gets a little difficult crossing your hands over and holding this in place. So don't struggle like that. Just turn it around, come here, and finish up right here where it's nice and easy to get to. Okay? So this is your Simply Score tool and stylus tool. All right, I was telling you that I love the basic border dies. And I thought that the basic border dies, it's a zigzag. It's like an envelope flap with scallops and stitching, clouds with stitching, a V for flaps again, semicircle, and I'm using this one. It's the fanciest. It's a zigzag with stitching also. This is the one I'm going to use right now. Okay, but before I do that, I am going to show you the card so you can watch along with me and see what I'm doing. Are you ready? Look how the die cuts out the edge, and look at the texture from the Simply Score tool. And this is what gets cut off, and I placed it back on the inside of the card. The rest of the items are in the kit. Okay, so let's get started with this one. Now look at this sunflower. I forgot to say that. This sunflower is very, very thin, fluffy, and delicate looking. This card in person is just stunning. So I didn't want to use cardstock to cut this out because it would be a harder look. Cardstock is thicker. Thank you, Lucy. Hi, Joy. One of the cutouts in the back of this flower, I'm just going to point out all the detail, is a sunflower that you can actually stamp on so you don't have to fussy cut, but I thought it was a nice background for the sunflower when you're using the sunflower dies to cut out your sunflower. Okay, when I cut this here, I could see white. And that's lovely also, but I decided to put back the piece that got cut off onto the card, so now you can still see a little bit of white, but it fits like a puzzle, and the double sides of this beautiful die is just stunning. Look at the stitching and the intricacy of that. Okay, so what did I use for the sunflower? Any guesses? Let me get my tool over here. Okay, some of my scraps off. I've been creating with this, like I said, I have so many cards to get out in the mail. I've been creating even today, so I can get them all sent. Now for this die, yes, Sharon. Yes, Sharon, that is exactly right. The tissue paper in the kit is beautiful. I have to get my tape. It's beautiful. So I'm even using the tissue paper in this kit. Now to line up this die, I'm putting the tips of the zigzag to the end of the paper, and then I'm trying to match up the ends as close as I can so everything matches up. And this is Post-it note tape that you can get on Amazon. It does not ruin your cardstock when you pull it up. Okay, and then I need my number 4 plate. And I'm going to go through, come back. I just want to make sure it's cut. So I'm going to turn it over and see there, I can tell that it's all cut very nicely, so I'm safe to take this off. Sometimes I forget to check, and if it's not cut all the way through, you have to put it back and line it back up. And it all works and everything, but if you just check it before you take it apart, then you don't have to put things back. See how pretty that is? See what I meant about the white showing? Hi, Rosemary. So the piece that comes off is just going to go right in there. And that's how you make this card. Okay, so now I take my tissue paper that comes in the kit and my sunflower die, and I'm leaving the tissue paper folded just as it comes. So this is 3 pieces of tissue paper. Now I'm going to tell you to only go through your machine once. It's tissue paper. Hi, Karen. And so it's very thin. So you don't need to go back and forth, or you'll actually push it really tight into your plates. Now, if you're new here with me, you haven't heard me talk about this before, but if you're not new with me, you've heard me say this before, that when some of your dies, when you take them off of the platforms, they're stuck kind of like a hot cookie on a cookie sheet. You know how when you take them out of the oven, you got to let them set a second so you can take them off the cookie sheet without ruining them? That's what you have to do to this. Hi, Margaret. And it's very fragile. So I take my take your pick tool and I just start to lift. But see, I was talking, so I didn't start lifting right away. And I'm going to have patience with this because it's so darn beautiful. Once you lift it up to where you can grab the center ring, then you can pull lightly and it will all come up. I actually doubled mine. I'm just going to pull these off. Put my take your pick tool back so I can have 2 free hands. And it sticks pretty good. Oh, Margaret, do you know how many people I know that have COVID right now? A ton. I'm sorry. My cousin, my dear cousin, she's really sick with it right now. My son-in-law just got over it. He lives over in Paso Robles. Yeah. And then my daughter's a school nurse, and tons of kids have it at school, having to test them and send them home. It's just everywhere right now again. Thank God for the vaccinations. So this one isn't coming apart real easy like my other one did, but that's because I'm on camera. It's just the way things are. When you're doing a live, if something can go wrong or make look difficult, it will. Now it's okay that it looks like that because, like I said, I double it. So I've already done one in advance that worked really simple when I did it. And I will put these together so you won't even see that little bit of foo-foo right there. This is your third time. Oh no. You know, it seems unfair, doesn't it? Some people don't ever get it. And some people get it more than once. It's the weirdest thing. Okay, so I'm gonna take my glue and I'm gonna glue these two sunflowers. Where did you get the sunflower dies? Good question. The sunflower dies are in our annual catalog. Now, Lucy, if you do not already have a demonstrator and you need a creative coach, I would love to be yours. It's in the annual catalog. Let me see if mine has a page on it. It probably does not. But I can look it up for you real quick, in case you do already have a demonstrator and you do have a catalog. It's called Celebrate Sunflower, so it's on page 35. And this is the annual catalog. And the dies are there too. All right, so look at this. Isn't that so pretty? I'm gonna take a liner, which is a 4 by 5.5 piece of white cardstock. I like to cut out a bunch and have them in a container ready to go. And this is going to be longer than that, but I liked it on this card, so I'm leaving it like that. On this one, you could cut this down to just end where this layer piece ends, but I'm not doing that this time. I don't have a catalog and I don't have a distributor. I would love your help. All right, Lucy. I am going to contact you after this live. And if you will email me right to this address, mofun44@icloud.com, then we can talk back and forth and I will have your information and you will have my email. And I will send you all the catalogs. Now I'm putting glue. This is our Tombow liquid glue on the little die piece that I cut out. And I'm setting it here on the edge of the card. All the way to the edge. Now Ruth asked, I think it was Ruth, asked me last time, why do you use the silicone mat? See all the glue I got on there? It's on the silicone mat, it's gonna dry, I'm gonna be able to take it off, there's not gonna be a mess anywhere, and my area is still nice and clean to use. Okay, so see how that matches up? I just love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my little punch outs that came in the kit. I will try my best to say this is in the kit, this is not in the kit. So this little punch out here, absolutely gorgeous. I love the color. See how pretty that is? And then I punched out one of these for the back of this sunflower. That's the front there. So I'm going to glue this down right now. Set that down. And then the center here, I am going to stamp this onto a piece of I think I'll do crumb cake cardstock on this one. If you have the sunflower dies, you can just cut the center out on those. In those dies, there is a center. So this one's going to be a little different than the sample. And I'm going to fussy cut this one because if you don't have the sunflower dies, then you will have to cut this out if you want a center on your sunflowers, which I think you will. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. Okay, so do you guys remember what I like to do to the center of my sunflowers? I like to make them look real. So I take some glue and put it all over the center. Let it set up a second. And while that's setting up, I'm going to go to my pearlized enamel. And I'm going to just add, and this is not necessary at all, I just thought it was pretty. Down. Okay. And then I'm just going to squirt little dots of this pearlized enamel. And instead of using your pearls that you might have, you can use this. It does take a while to dry. So don't stick your fingers into this area until it is dry. I'm not sure how long it takes, but I'd say I'd give it a good half hour before I tested it. But see how pretty that is? Oh, thank you, Mary Jo. Look how pretty that is. All right, so we're going to set that aside because it's wet. And then on my table, not just right now, but all the time, I have a little bowl with coffee grounds in it, because if I want to make a sunflower center look realistic, I don't want to have to run in the house and go get some coffee. I want to have it here for me already. So that is what I do. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of this. Now our kit comes with the minis, and I'm going to use a regular in this case. And then I'm going to set that there. And I just stuck my finger in the pearls. Okay. Alrighty, so there's our sunflower. So I'm going to put dimensionals back here. So you guys tell me what I did wrong. I should have did all this and put the pearlized stuff on last. So that's what I'm going to instruct you to do. Otherwise, you'll do what I just did and get your fingers in it. Can't be helped. Some dimensionals on the back. This little guy hooked to it. And there we go. I'm going to let this one that I stuck my finger in dry completely, and then I'll add more, and you'll never know. All right, there's a little bumblebee. Look how little they are. Super cute. And it has a mini dimensional. Just wanted to let you know that it, the minis fit right behind the bumblebees in this kit. And I'm going to stick that on the flower. And then I'm going to go to the vellum, honeycomb, beehive, and I will take mini glue dots and stick this under the sunflower and press it down. Now there are the little tags. Take a tag. This stamp says hello. This one says thank you. I don't need thank yous right now. What does this one say? Wishing you so much happiness. That one doesn't fit what I need right now either, so I'm going to do the hello, hello again. Like I said, I've got to send so many cards out right now. I just sent one out in the mail today. My sweet cousin took care of my mom for me all day, so I could go take my granddaughter and my whole family to a baseball game in San Francisco. If she wouldn't have been able to watch my mom, my family would have went, but I would have had to stay home. So I'm so grateful, and I'm sending her a thank you. I sent her a thank you card this morning. So there's the hello, hello. And I'm just going to put this down with glue. Hi, Joan. Okay, now once you get this down, get my card straight so I can get this sentiment straight. Now is when I should add the pearlized, and I want to have a little bit more. That's straight. Pearls right here on the ends of this tag. So I will do that. If you have the regular pearls too, you can use those. So this is card number 1. What do you guys think? Set those aside because those are wet and I'll probably touch them again. All right, card number 2. Okay, first of all, remember when I cut this out just a minute ago? There is a little piece on the side that's not big enough for another whole sunflower, but it is big enough for the sunflower in the stamp set. So, oh, there's my cousin. I was just talking about you. I have another person watching me that has COVID as well. Oh, I'm glad you love it. Yay, I'm glad you love it, Margaret. All right, so this is a stamp from the stamp set Celebrate Sunflowers. And I have my 2 markers. This is crushed curry, and I am just going to color right on the stamp. Color the sunflower, try to get the whole image. Then I'm going to go to the leaves, do the same thing. And then I'm going to stamp them in this spot that's left over because I just couldn't waste that tissue. But I'm really glad that we can go to the Dollar Tree and different places like that and probably buy a bright tissue like this. So now I'm treating my tissue like it's gold because I love the sunflowers made out of this. Right, I'm going to just go over to my die cut machine and cut this out real quick. It's a solid outline, so it'll just take one run through also. Oh dear, I forgot a plate. Okay, now I got it. Okay, sorry. So there is my sunflower cut out. Now I have 3 pieces because remember that tissue is tripled. So I want it to be popped up. So I am going to add a dimensional in between each one and put them back together. And this is a regular size dimensional. And then I'm going to show you the card. So see the fluffiness of that? Okay. Here is the card. Remember how I am about the backs of things? This is why I love the tissue so much. The back still looks very nice. Okay, so how do I make this type of card? You take a piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and you cut it down at 5.5, right in the middle. Okay, now you have 2 pieces. They're identical. You're going to take both of them and go to the 4 1/4. I don't know why I'm getting confused right now, but I am. It's probably because I lost my plate. Yep, 4 1/4. Just had to check myself. Something I've done for 27 years, and I had to check myself. And you're going to score. I know what I did wrong. Start again. We're going to cut it at 4 1/4 all the way down. So the short side, that's what we're going to do. Hi, Terry. And then we're going to go to 5.5 and score both pieces. All right, this is right. So I'm going to fold that over. That's one. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the second one. 5.5 here at the end, and then score. Okay, and then fold so I can see my score line very, very well. Okay, now I'm going to take my first one, and I'm going to take the left-hand corner of my card and put it in the cut channel. Hi, yeah, it's okay that you're late, no problem. And then I'm going to go, I got to bring it up so I can show you. I'm going to go down to where the score line is and put that corner in the channel also. Let me do it this way so maybe you guys can see. So the top corner in the channel, and then swing over the score line into the channel. Check your top, make sure you did not move. Get the score line and the top corner both in the channel, and then you're going to cut. How did I know it was going to be a day? Do that again. Okay, there we go. Save this piece. I'm going to show you what I used it for. Then take the other piece that's identical and do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take the right-hand corner and the score line and put them in the channels. This time I'm going to make sure I'm seeing so I can get it cut right first time. Okay, and save that piece. All right. Now we have 2 pieces identical. So we're going to fold these down, and we're going to put these together, and this is how we have our card. You can make it landscape, you can make it portrait. In my case today, I'm doing portrait. All right, so let's glue these two together. Again, the Tombow liquid glue. And place it up against, not on, but up against the score line. Stand it up and press to make sure everything's even, and that's what's so good about this glue. You can move things if it's not exactly right the first time. And then you have your card. Okay, so now we need to decorate it. In order to decorate it, I'm taking one piece of the cards from the kit and I'm cutting it. So you need it to be 4 by 5 1/4, same as a layer piece. So half of a card is too big. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we need to do 4 by 5 1/4. Let me do that now. So layer piece, just remind yourself of that. So I'm going to cut this in half, right on the score line that's already on the card. And then I'm going to cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4. Now, I don't want that green there, so let's go to 4 right here. Take that off. I think I need a new blade because okay, there we go. And 5 1/4. So you decide which part you want to cut off. I think I want to cut off a little bit of the top. Okay, 4 by 5 1/4 is the size of this now. Then we have this piece for another whole card. And then I'm going to cut this at an angle. So I'm putting the corners in the cut channel. Okay. Now, if your paper is not patterned, then you are going to be completely fine with putting any one of the pieces. See how this is not going to fit because this is patterned, so this one fits here. So that's why I have another one that I can see if it's going to fit here. So I cut 2, and one will fit there and one will fit here. So if you cut 2, if you have patterns, then they'll work. See that? See, these 2 will work, and then these 2 will work. Okay. So now I'm going to put this down, and it has to be cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So glue again, and glue again. And then place these down. And it's just the right border all the way around too. Okay, and close that up. Bring this one there. I know, I love the green too. We're going to have another layer piece on the inside. Same size, 4 by 5 1/4. Will fit right in there like that. So this is a nice fun fold, a little bit different. And like I said, if you like the orientation the other way, like this, you can do that. Okay. So look at this flower here. Look how pretty that looks on there. So let's go to the flowers the punch outs that we have in the kit. So these are them here, the punch outs. They're yellow on one side and then they're white on the other side. So I stamped them using the stamp, but I stamped both sides. Look at that, a bright white or a yellow, whichever one you want. Taking my crushed curry ink, and I'm going to stamp both sides of this sunflower. Not caring to line anything up, it all just works. How pretty? Turn it over, not caring to line it up again. Stamp. It's gorgeous. This kit is amazing. All right, so then you can do your center with your soft suede. Remember, these are the colors that come in the kit. Okay. And then I am going to put these together like this. Here's the sample. Now this one was fussy cut out because you are going to run out of these, so I wanted to show you that when you run out of these, you can still do it. And I am putting glue right here and just setting down the sunflower. Then glue right here and setting down the second sunflower so it's pretty from both sides. Let's do a center on that one. Okay. Then I'm going to take this one and same thing, I'm just going to glue it down right about there. So glue right here. And I'm gluing the whole thing down. In the sunflower dies, there is a leaf die like this, and there are some sprigs. I cut them out in advance. This is old olive cardstock. And you're going to take your mini glue dots. Take this busyness away. See how bright that is? I like that contrast there. At first when I just did this one, it seemed kind of plain or light. So I didn't want to waste that tissue, so I cut it out, and I really like how bright that is. So I'm just laying all my pieces onto a mini glue dot. I don't know which ones I'm going to use for sure. This is going to be a little bit different than this one. So I do know that I love these sprigs. So I'll just lift that up and stick it on the front part of the card there. Let's see how this looks here. Since I didn't use these on the other card, we're just going to experiment. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Right down in the corner there. This one here. And it can go off in the other direction. And then one more leaf. Let's see. How about right here? Very pretty, very pretty. We need a bumblebee, I think. And I used all my sprigs on here, but look what I did on the inside of this one. So this is what you're saving these for. Let me run behind myself and cut some more of these out. Pull these off, and you're going to need take your pick tool to take these out by punching the little holes in the die. Be gentle with these. I think I already ripped the other one. Pull, see that how thin this little stem is here? So rather than muscle it, I'm just going to keep pushing out until it comes out nicely. There we go. That'll go there. This one, yeah, part of it came off already, but I'm going to use it anyway. Well, maybe not. This one. Yep, that one's not going to work for me. So let me see what I can do. Mini glue dot. Stick this down. And then one of the little bumblebees, where are they? There's so many of these, you don't have to worry about running out for a long time. Excuse me. You used early espresso, yeah. I you know what, I agree with that. It's darker. I was just using those colors because that's what came in the kit. But yeah, if you have early espresso, I agree with that completely. Okay. So there we go. And that designer series paper and these stamps just make a gorgeous card. If you wanted to close this down and then just have a card that comes in and out, you certainly could. I really like that too. Wow, really like that too. Okay, didn't think of that until right this minute. All right, so these backings here, they measure 4 by 5. So the back of these cards here has this beautiful wash on it. So let's cut that in half. And I love how you're going to have this beautiful piece left. Okay, so this is going to measure the same size as a card. I'm going to use pumpkin pie. So I think I need to cut this piece down a little bit. Because if I don't, it's going to be the same size. Yes. Okay, so this piece, what did I say it was? 4 by 5. So let's do 4 and 1/8, and just 1/8 under 5. Because what I really want is this color here, this color wash. Wait. Yep, that's 5. Okay, it just looked a little short to me. So 2 under 5. Two over 5. That's what looked wrong, huh? You guys were screaming at me. I heard you. Thank you. All right, so now it layers on there perfectly. And see the color behind? If you didn't have this piece, you could ink up a white piece, but this work is done for you. So let's put this down. And when I have all this honeycomb here, I don't want glue on that, so I'm just putting glue on the solid parts, flipping it over, and lining it up with a little border on both sides, top and bottom. And then I will look at the pumpkin pie. Isn't that great? It looks beautiful together. My favorite ribbon though is the seam binding. I'm going to use 32 inches of it. Fold it in half. And I'm going to come over behind this layer piece and I'm going to tie a bow. Okay, then I'm going to cut this loop. You hope you win this one. I hope you do too, Terry. Oh, good luck. All right, so then I talked about this punch, the flowers and leaves punch, and I talked about the envelopes in this kit. In my pile here, oops, I don't want to lose those. I have a piece of an envelope somewhere. Trying to find it so I don't have to cut up another piece. There it is, right on the bottom. And I'm going to use that cut up thinner paper. And I think I'm going to use the pattern. So I want this big flower in the pattern. There's one. Then I don't care if these don't have a pattern on them. There's two. And there's three. And then I'm going to take some old olive, that piece that we had left over still, and I'm going to punch out some leaves. There's one, and one of the large leaves. There's the other one. Okay, so now I just have to put these together. The first thing I do with these is I fold up the flaps, and then I get dimensionals. So I'm going to put this one down flat, right above the bow. Then I'm going to get a dimensional and stick it down in the middle. Alternate the petals. And then glue. Put that, alternate the petals. And I talked about these amber jewels. Take a large one. Set it there. Separate your ribbons. Look how pretty that makes a difference, doesn't it? Okay, separate your ribbons. See how pretty that is when you separate them, much prettier. And I just love how the envelope is now a flower to add some dimension to this card. Now you're just going to place it onto the pumpkin card base. And this card is super, super easy. You're going to stamp a sentiment here and use one of the other elements that are in the punch out, layer them like this, and then just set it down right there like that. Let's see what we've got here. This can be a thank you. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go to a darker color so we can see it better. This is Early Espresso. And then I'm going to take my snips and make this just a little fancier by snipping up and then from corner to the center slit. Same thing on the other side. Okay, our mini dimensionals fit right here on this thin little guy, this banner. And then stick down your sentiment. See, those little banner peaks are so cute. It just fancies it up just a hair. There we go. Now, you guys have been so patient with all my little errors and things. The other half of that wash, the wash that's back here, the other half is this. So this polished pink cardstock is in this flower here. So we need to cut this down too. Let's see, 4, 5 1/4. So see what I mean about cutting your card pieces in half and doubling the amount of cards in this kit? You could run this through like if you have the subtle folder or something like that, you could run it through there. I forgot to put the leaves on that other card, so I'm going to go, if I see them here, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do that real quick. My bone folder and curl them. Gave this time to set up, and now I'm going to set it on my card base. Look how pretty that is. Those colors just, wow. This is already pretty, but I think if you double it and move it over to the side just a little bit, I'm going to use regular size dimensionals on these bigger leaves here. And move it over just a little bit so everything's doubled. Look how pretty. Can you see that? Okay. I already showed you how to do the flower, so I'm looking for something that has color on it. So this one has the least color. Alternate the petals. I'm going to throw a dimensional here, doing exactly what I did before. Alternate the petals. Amber large gem. So set that there. I hadn't made this card in advance, so it's the first time I'm seeing this come together too. And then I'm going to take mini glue dots and come back to this card here and add these leaves that I cut out for that card. Here. That finishes that one off. And then if you'd like some leaves, you can add some leaves to that one, but look how pretty that is. I think with a sentiment, with any of the little banners that already come in the kit, you will be set. Let's see, I haven't used this one yet. You can play with that and see where you want to put your sentiment. That looks good. And away you go. Now, the gold little free gift. See how pretty that is? Look what happens when you just add a little bit of that gold there. So I am just going to add a little bit of glue here. Just swipe it across really quick, just at the top. Lift that up, sneak it in there. And I think my sentiment is just going to go flat on the card. So pretty. I can't stop. I have to wink at Stella this. I'm telling you, this kit is crazy beautiful. So let me clean up so I can put everything back here for you to see. Thank you guys. There's two. I think I got all the cards I need done, except for the one somebody's going to win, right? That I have missing. Oh, here we go. We can put this one this way or this way. Man, I have a bouquet. Let me see. I got too many cards here. Look at this. Unbelievable. How much is that kit? This kit, Lucy, is the month of August, so it no longer can be purchased. But they're $22 plus tax. But we'll talk about all that when you email me, or if you want to call me. I'll give you, when you email me, I'll give you my phone number, and we can talk. It's probably less confusing that way. But you can go to www.paperpumpkin.com, and you can go look and see how to subscribe and things, and then you can get the upcoming Paper Pumpkin. You have to do that before the 10th of the month to get that Paper Pumpkin, to get the Paper Pumpkin of the month. So this one, it's past the 10th, so you can't get it. But if you subscribe now, then you'll get September, and then, you know, so on and so forth. Okay, ladies, any questions? Look at all those flowers. I feel like I'm in a garden. Sorry for my little errors. Oh my goodness. I knew I was going to flub something up because I just had so much to show you. You should see my desk. I don't see any questions, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching. This was a long one. I'm usually not this long. All right. Bye-bye.